So shopping, we all shop. Some of us
we do.
daily, some of us weekly,
Some too much,
monthly.
some too little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think, I wouldn't say a scam, but one thing that catches a lot of us is when there are specials and sales,
Sure.
Black Friday, Christmas specials and all of that. Now, how would you advise a person to kind of be vigilant? What should we look out for? What should we do, not do in those cases?
So I think when you say scams, yeah, there are some great specials, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you need to know what you're looking for. Okay, so the only way that you're going to know what you're looking for is if you have some sort of a wish list. So say I want to buy a new pair of sneakers or whatever the case is. I'll write that down and I go and shop around. Okay, they're costing 2,000 Rand. Okay. And then I say, okay, I'm going to save up for the 2,000 Rand. When I can afford it to buy it. Great. But when a special comes along and that special is 3,000 Rand marked down to 2,000, that's a scam.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say scam. That's tricking me.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not honest.
But if I'm still comfortable paying that 2,000 Rand, there's nothing wrong with paying that 2,000 Rand. As long as I'm comfortable that I know on my wish list, that's what I'm buying.
Yeah.
If I then go and add another pair of sneakers that weren't on my wish list, and I'm spending 4,000 Rand because it's on special, then, yeah, it's my own fault.
Yeah.
Sorry. In terms of scams, you do get, especially with internet scams, people have things available and they actually aren't available and they take 6, 7, 8 weeks to arrive here. That is a problem. Okay. Look carefully, when you're going to buy something, work with a reputable online store. Unless you're going into the physical store, that's different. Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoy buying stuff online just because I can then put stuff into my shopping cart, I can browse, and then I can say, okay, right, these are ones I want. I'm not going to buy it for now, but that's what I'm looking at buying. And I come back there when I've got the funds available. If they're no longer available, tough luck. If they are still available, maybe they're on special. The price has gone up, tough luck, but it's within my budget. Buy.
Then you buy.
Okay. But it's with some, I use Take Lots and Superbalist for pretty much all of that, just because I like the convenience. I hate going into a mall. Some people love it, I don't. For me, that's not what I enjoy. But with that, there's delivery delays that are noted. There's a call center you can phone. The delivery's to your door.
Yeah.
You sign for it. There's all these things, these checks and balances in place. If you're going to buy from some random, unheard of online store, you may get a great special, but you might also be ripped off on you. Okay. I personally use Superbalist and Take a Lot just because I trust and I know, and I've had great service along the way. Some people haven't, fair enough, but for me, I've had good service. Don't go out to some random unheard of online store that's popped up. On a website URL, it will say www whatever it is. In front of it, there's the security, so HTTP. If there's an S there, it means it's a secure site. Okay, so that's a small little check that you can do. It's not to say a scam can't get a secure site, but it's just one more check.
Yeah.
Okay. And when it comes to the payment, if the payment process isn't nice and smooth, also question that. Okay. Make sure delivery delay and delivery time period is noted on each item that you're buying.
Okay.
Make sure you note that as well. And I was just saying earlier that someone I know bought a keyboard. They were expecting it to be, like a computer keyboard, your normal size. When it arrived, it was like not even 10 centimeters big. And it was because the special, it was so cheap. It looked like 50 Rand as opposed to 500 and it's ridiculous. But obviously, there's no such thing as something that's too good to be true.
Did it work?
Yes, but not for the purpose that they bought it for. They bought it to put into the computer and work at the desk. It's not going to work for... Okay. So it worked, but I don't know anyone who's been able to work on a small keyboard like that. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, the reality is that if something looks too good to be true,
it probably
is.
Yeah.
And that goes for investments and shopping and all the rest like that. I personally, like I said, I like to keep a wish list. I know my prices on that wish list on a normal, non-special day.
Yeah.
So when the special now is 50% off something, it isn't 50% off.
Yeah, then it's
then
easy for you to know. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are consumers. If we put on our phone, we put on the radio, we put on the TV, adverts come flying at us. We drive down the road, there's adverts. We're a consumer-driven society. That's the world that we live in today. That's our generation. It's our job to ensure that we spend on what we need and less on what we want. Okay, the need versus want is very important. If we can get that balance right, success. I'm not saying that you must starve yourself from things that you want, but understand priorities are important.
Yeah.
And maybe for me, my priorities are different to you.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean mine are wrong and yours are wrong. It means that we have different views.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as we choose our views consistent,
Mm-hmm.
our wish list is consistent, and we then improve ourselves by buying these things
Yeah.
and don't get scammed by looking for something that's too good to be true, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
About
much.
it. Cool.
Those were all the questions that we had from our viewers. If you have a question that we did not touch on, be sure to leave it in the comment section and we'll contact Sheldon and he'll help us answer it.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Anything else, Sheldon, that we may
No,
have not
I
touched
just
on
think-
that's important?
I think the common theme and thread from all these questions is that unfortunately we are a society that's very uneducated about finances. To do that, you've got to upskill yourself. Don't bury your head in the sand. Don't just say, I don't know about money.
And then just leave it at
and
that.
leave it and assume that someone's going to come rescue you. It's not going to happen. Upskill yourself. Whoever you're using to deal with your money, ask questions. It may be a stupid question, but it may be a brilliant question. Just ask questions, understand more about where your money is going on a monthly basis, and understand more about where you want to be, and then how you're going to get there. If you know how you're going to get there, the pathway becomes enjoyable. It doesn't become a mundane, dreaded process.